Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we're going to do a local whiskey from a distillery. We've already reviewed one of their whiskeys, but this will be, well, this is kind of fun. We're going old school. This line technically doesn't exist anymore in the way that that this bottle is presented. This is the Belle Meade Reserve Cask Strength. They don't do this anymore. They now have figured out, all right, let's go into the history here. So they would, as they would age out their whiskeys, they would find certain barrels that they would love the flavor, but they weren't quite high enough proof to do a single barrel. So they would take those and they put those off and reserve them, and then they would blend them with other higher proof barrels that had similar notes to bring it up to a, more of a cask strength proof. So that's what they used to do. They stopped that, and now they blend everything to the point where it is always 108.3.
Sweet spot.
Yeah, that's what they found was their sweet spot. And they didn't like how much they would flow from barrel to barrel.
Consistency is.
Yeah, they didn't like the consistency and people, would complain about the consistency. They were blending so many different whiskeys at that time that it could be anywhere from a 60% corn, 36% rye, to a 70% corn, 21% rye. So there's a big swing in that, and the profiles are all going to be different. But it was just, so that was what they used to do.
All that 60-36 rye for you.
Oh, I'd love it. No. Anyway, this doesn't technically exist anymore in this particular release. So this is batch number 20. This particular release is 113.3 proof. So I'm very hopeful that this has got like a nice little kick to it. It is sourced by out of MGP, and they are located basically in downtown Nashville.
Most people are familiar with the Belle Meade plantation.
Right.
It's the reference to the horse.
Yes,
the horse on the label.
The horse on the label.
Yep.
And this is also.
We tried to go to the tasting room.
We tried. We couldn't get in. The tour had just left or something along those lines.
So went to Corsair instead.
Exactly. This is also a nod back to the old-fashioned episode. We used the newer release, the 108.3 Belle Meade Reserve is what we had used to make those old fashions.
You smell the proof, for sure.
It's there. Oh yeah. It's not the oldest whiskey, but it's not young. They don't say, so it's no age statement, but they are saying at least 7 years.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they were blending 7 to 11 before, if you say minimum is probably 7.
Yeah, the nose is a little sharp. That could just be the higher rye and the proof.
True.
Throw those two things together.
I taste the rye.
Yeah, you do. That's a lot of rye, actually.
Yeah.
Very spicy. A lot of the spicy rye, not the black licorice rye. It's the spicy, a lot of baking spices. It's a lot of rye. But in a split second in the very beginning, I did get like milk chocolate. I don't know why. That's a little weird. Probably never going to get that again. But what are you going to do?
Like a darker fruit on the
finish.
Yeah. I want to see it.
So
cherry.
I was going to say, so the 1083, where they go for that more consistent flavor profile, the cherry is pretty strong in that, which was the main reason why Adam picked that for the old fashioned.
Makes sense.
Because he likes to throw his Luxardo cherry in there, and he's just like, ooh, and a nice little cherry flavor from the whiskey. So that was the main reason for that. There is a touch of a cherry note. It's more prominent in the newer releases.
Okay.
I'm going to say this is probably closer to that 36% rye range. It's a pretty aggressive rye.
Yeah, I don't
Very
mind
spiced.
ryes, but man,
not the Northeast rye though.
No.
It's not that Whistle Pig type Canadian
No,
rye.
not the
It's a
Canadian
different rye, which is funny because it's still MGP, but it's kind of a different rye.
More of towards the 1792. Right?
Exactly correct. Yes. Man, that's a lot of spice. Touch of fruit.
I think you use this for Manhattan. Just to add a little bit of the cherry juice out of there with the cherry. Pick your bitters, whichever flavor you want.
Yeah.
It'd be solid.
That'd be interesting. Yeah. A Manhattan with this would probably be very good. Especially at that proof.
Yeah.
That's a solid proof. A 113. When they were doing this line, it was anywhere from 110 to 120. That was where they were. So my guess, and I could be totally wrong, my guess, they're barreling at 115. Sometimes it's going down, sometimes it's going up, depending on, the weather during the aging process. Now, the interesting part, Belle Meade has been they've been really stepping their game up. I mean,
well, their big one now is the honey, which now is basically a raffle to get.
That's exactly what it is. It's a raffle, and you still got to spend
$200.
$200 after taxes to buy that bottle there. So they do have a number of different whiskeys.
They've got a sherry finish.
The
Madura.
Yeah,
Madura.
that sounds right. Madura finish. There's another
one.
I can't think of. And then they've released like 2 or 3 years now this honey. So where they take their whiskey and they age it in a honey barrel. And the first year, I think it flew under the radar a touch, and then people tried it and were like, oh my God, it's delicious. Last year, you didn't have a shot at getting it. People, like the line on the release, I remember seeing pictures on Instagram or whatever. The line down the street for that release was obnoxious. People started lining up at 11 o'clock the night before.
Should have just stayed after work because I work right there.
There you go. This year, I do believe there was a line, but they're also they try to do it a little bit more as a raffle type thing of some drawings. One of our friends did win that drawing, so that'll be interesting to see if maybe we can borrow that bottle for a tasting on the show. We'll see.
We'll have to give them a little money for a pour.
We may, or
trade them.
I'm trying to think of. Do I have? Maybe a little taste of Little Book for a little taste of Belle Meade honey. Something that might be. It's close to fair. It's not quite fair. It's closer.
Well, we still need to make our way back down to the tasting room.
Yeah, now that everything's starting to open back up, I do think it's time to start doing really aggressively going to all the places that are at least really local to us. As soon as you're done traveling all over the world.
I can't remember the last time I had the other ones. I know I was at a whiskey festival 4 years ago, and they had all of them. And I think I enjoyed all of them, but for some reason I didn't like the sherry one. But it's been so long, I definitely want to try them again.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. I mean, they do have a lot of finishes. They do a lot of experiments, and they source everything, right?
From what I gather, yeah, everything's sourced.
Yeah, I want to say that everything's sourced. Then why is there a distillery tour? They got to produce something. Maybe they produced whatever it was that we actually reviewed.
Oh, that could be it.
The Greenbrier?
The recipe that they
their actual recipe of the Greenbrier.
Over 100 years old or something.
Maybe that's what they produced, and the rest of it
I can't remember the name.
Is sourced. I want to say Greenbrier, but it'll be written right here. That's basically.
I bought at least 2 or 3 bottles of it.
I know you did. I drank 2 or 3 bottles with you.
But no, we definitely need to get back down there.
Mm-hmm.
We can even take the tour.
Yeah.
I really just want to sample, but I'll take the tour.
I want to do the tour because I want to hear more.
Yeah.
I like to hear the informations. We'll have to do that, and maybe we can do another episode where we talk about what they discussed on the tour and review one of the bottles that we got from the tour.
Nelson's Greenbrier, if you're watching, maybe we can do a little episode at the distillery.
That would be fun too. I'm down for that. We can definitely figure out how to pull that one off.
Yep.
I mean, we did it for Rabbit Hole. We can do that for...
You name the day and the time. We'll be
exactly.
there. Well, I know we've got at least 3 or 4 other ones in the lineup to try.
Let's go to the distillery and do it there. If we're going to buy the bottles, let's buy them there, and maybe talk to somebody about that.
Talk to them.
Talk to them.
Love to do a review of all of them. There.
Exactly. Yeah. Overall, this is good, but you can't buy it anymore.
I think even better is a drink, but
I will say the 108 drinks a little. I remember it drinks a little smoother. So the 108, what you can get on their reserve, it does drink a little bit smoother. So slightly lower proof, and I don't think I don't remember it being as rye as aggressive. And the cherry note and that sweeter dark fruit note
70-20 mix
kind of comes out a little bit more in what they're doing now. At some point, we will do that. We will do the AB here. So we will do the newer release of this and do a little comparison there. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I think this particular bottle would be better in a cocktail.
Yeah, or an ice cube. I could see an ice cube cooling that off nicely too. Yeah, either way.
I'm gonna lean towards a cocktail.
Okay. All right. Too aggressively spicy for you.
Which is weird because usually it's you.
Yeah.
It's too spicy.
I don't mind that. I don't mind this one that much. Oddly.
Well, I'm excited to do the AB test then.
That I am interested in.
So be on the lookout for that episode. Hopefully coming up shortly.
We'll see.
Put that in the
Should
schedule.
be. Yep.
Well, second bottle of the Nelson Greenbrier Distillery. We've obviously got a few more to go.
Yep.
We'll make our way down there.
We will.
Get them from the distillery and throw those in the mix for some of the future episodes. But we appreciate you joining. We hope you enjoyed the review. As always, if you did, we encourage you to swipe that like button at the bottom of the screen.
While you're down there, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and you can hit the bell icon, get notified every time we put out a new episode. And let us know, have you ever had any of the Greenbrier? What's the distribution? I don't even know. Does it go that far outside of the Tennessee, like in surrounding areas? Let us know if you've seen it on your shelves in your local liquor stores. Love to hear from you.
Absolutely. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you next episode.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.